Hello everyone, so welcome to our lesson number 11 which is friction. So ano nga ba yung mga objectives natin when we are discussing this module or this topic? So at the end of the module, students will be able to evaluate the friction forces required to hold the system in static equilibrium and explain the cause of friction and apply the coefficients of friction to solve problems. So ano nga ba yung ating tinatawag na friction? So, familiar naman na tayo lahat kung ano nga ba yung friction kasi commonly used naman yung word na friction. It is a force which is manifested whenever two surfaces or objects move or try to move against each other. So, si friction kasi napoproduce siya if there are two objects na kumbaga medyo pangit man siyang intindihin, pakinggan yung word na nagkikiskisan. Ayun, so if may two objects na nagkakaroon ng contact within each other, nagkakaroon tayo ng friction. Ngayon, kasi there are two surfaces na nai-encounter natin. So, may two types of surfaces. Meron tayong si smooth surface. Tapos, meron din tayong rough surface. Kapag sinabi kasi nating smooth surface, nai-encounter natin siya sa mga other problems if merong nakalagay na neglect friction. Ibig sabihin, kapag kasing sinabing neglect friction, wala tayong napoproduce na friction doon sa problem na yun. Ibig sabihin, ang ginagamit nating surface sa problem na yun is smooth surface. Pero kapag meron na kasing napoproduce na friction, ibig sabihin lang na yung object is in contact with the rough surface. Kasi imagine, ito yung object natin, and this is the rough surface. Sabihin na natin, ito yung rough surface. Ngayon, kapag kasi minumove natin itong si object papunta dito sa bitbit ng ating person, so ito yung tinatawag nating applied force or yung pushing force. Ngayon, while hinihila ni person yung box, nagkakaroon ng resistance or nagkakaroon ng resisting force doon sa rough surface natin. Doon tayo nagkakaroon ng friction force na tinatawag. Kasi po, yung rough surface, ang pinakatrabaho niyan is ino-oppose niya or kumbaga pinapabagal niya yung paghila natin doon sa object. Ngayon, since nagkakaroon ng resisting force or yung friction force, ang nangyayari, tayo na taong naghihila dito sa object na to, kailangan nating mag-put ng too much force para totally mahila natin yung object. Ngayon, yung total force na binubuhat ni tao, kailangan niyang malagpasan yung naproproduce or yung ino-oppose na friction force ng ating rough surface, which is yun yung isosolve natin. Ngayon, we have here our box. So, dito muna tayo sa figure 1. Meron tayong box dyan. Kailangan muna nating identify yung mga free body diagram or yung mga kailangan nating i-label when it comes to friction. Ano nga ba yung mga kailangan nating i-identify when it comes to friction? Unang-una, ang pinaka-importante dyan is that every object nagmamatters na yung weight. So ngayon, paano ba nag-act si weight? Hindi ba ang weight is nagiging downward vertical force? Yun kasi yung nagre-represent nung kabuuan na weight ng concentrated load nung mismong object natin. Ngayon, sa ating weight, ano ba yung mga unit na natin dyan na anong tawag dito na nai-encounter? So, pag sa weight po, kailangan natin naka-kilonewton or pounds or kilopounds na yung mga weight natin. Ngayon, kung ang weight natin or kung ang given is in kilogram or grams pa po siya, we need to convert it. So, ilalagay lang po natin dito yung weight. If ang given is mass, we need to times or multiply it by the gravity, which is yung gravity is meron tayong value. If English, we have the 9.81 meter per second squared. And then, meron tayong, pag sa English is 32.2 feet per second squared. Okay. Ngayon, if ever lang na ang given sa atin is mass. Ngayon, since meron na tayong weight, ano pa po yung mga kailangan nating mga data or ano pa yung mga force na nag-a-act sa isang object? We also have the applied force. So, let's just say na ang applied force natin is to the right. So, meron tayo, use natin ng P. So, yung P is yung applied force natin. Lagay na lang din pala natin dito yung where W is equals the weight of the object. P is the applied force. Ngayon, sabi nga natin, pag friction force kasi ang naproproduce, always niyang ino-oppose yung applied force natin or yung direction ng applied force. Ngayon, if yung applied force natin is papunta sa right, ano ang magiging direction ng ating friction? Ang friction force natin is always opposing or in other direction. Ibig sabihin, ang yung friction force natin is to the left if the applied force is to the right. So, F is the friction force. Okay. Next, ano pa po? Meron pa po tayo dyan na nawawala. Yun po yung tinatawag natin na normal force. Which is yung normal force is upward vertical forces siya. Kasi po, ano po ba yung normal force? Normal force. Normal force po kasi napoproduce siya or yun yung nag-a-act na force doon sa surface natin. Okay, since na-identify na natin yung mga ating properties na nag-a-apply or nag-a-act sa ating object when it comes to our topic na friction, let's now discuss further the concept sa friction. Ngayon, based on our equilibrium kasi, ibaba lang natin to. Based on our equilibrium, kung titingnan natin, using the summation forces horizontal is equals to 0. Ngayon, si P kasi, so we have the applied force, hindi po ba? Na to the right. And then we have the negative, the friction force is equals to 0. Therefore, ang applied force is equal sa friction. Ngayon, if P is equals to 0 pala, therefore, ang friction force then is 0. Ano pong ibig sabihin nun? Ibig po sabihin, si applied force tsaka si friction force is directly proportional. So, kung nagkakaroon ng act or nagkakaroon tayo ng applied force pala, nagkakaroon or nagproproduce din tayo ng same equal amount of friction force. Ngayon, start tayo dito sa 0. Check natin sa graph. Ang sabi, if nag-apply tayo ng force, same amount yung na-produce din nating friction force. Yang kaso, sa topic nating friction, meron tayong tinatawag na pinaka-maximum limit ng applied force and ng friction force. Let's say na andito yung pinaka-maximum limit natin, or yun yung tinatawag natin na impending movement, or yung tinatawag nating static friction. Ibig po sabihin na meron lang po tayong pinaka-maximum limit para sa applied force at friction force. Ngayon, kapag umabot tayo dito sa maximum limit po na ito, at nag-exceed na tayo doon sa applied force na yon, bababa na po yung friction force na maproproduce natin and doon na po tayo magkakaroon ng tinatawag nating kinetic friction. But then since nasa statics of rigid bodies pa lang po tayo, nag-focus pa lang po tayo doon sa tinatawag nating static friction or impending movement. Pakitandaan po yung term na impending movement kasi po, ito yung mostly or commonly used na term na ibig po sabihin is yung object is still on the static friction. Ayan. So, continue natin. Sabi ko nga, once na nag-exceed na tayo doon sa maximum limit, bababa na po yung friction force na maproproduce natin. Therefore, yung graph natin is magiging ganito na. Ang magiging tawag na po dito sa part na to kapag nag-exceed na tayo is that kinetic friction, which is ma-encounter na natin siya on your next subject, which is the dynamics. Okay, so since na-discuss na natin regarding doon sa concept ng ating static friction regarding the graph, let's just check yung notes natin regarding the friction force. So, we have here, friction always opposes the motion. So, yun nga po yung sabi ko kanina. Ino-oppose niya lagi yung ating applied force or attempted motion of the surface against another surface. Friction is dependent on the texture of both surfaces. Okay, so na-discuss na din natin yung ating dalawang type ng surface, which is the smooth and rough, which is nagkakaroon ng friction kapag nasa rough surface yung ating object. Okay, next note is the friction depends on the amount of contact force pushing the two surfaces together, which is nagpo-produce siya ng normal force. Yun po yung diniscuss din natin kanina na yung normal force is the force produces doon sa surface natin. Okay. Next concept na i-discuss natin is that angle of friction. Ano nga po ba yung angle of friction? Si angle of friction naman po, ito po yung theta or angle produces between the normal force and the resultant of normal force and friction force. Okay. Let's discuss the angle of friction. Meron tayo dito, so same lang yung discuss natin mga label. We have the weight, we have the normal force, we have the friction force, and the applied force. Ngayon, kung i-drawing natin, isi-separate natin yung ating normal force and yung friction force. Let's just draw. Sabihin natin na ito si friction force, dito siya nag-a-act. Ito si FF. Ngayon, hindi po ba si normal force is the perpendicular lang din po ng friction force. So, sabihin na natin na idugtong natin si normal force dito. And then, going back to our components, meron tayong maproproduce na resultant ng between two forces. Sabihin natin na ito yung ating resultant. Saan nag-a-act yung tinatawag natin angle of friction? Based doon sa definition, nag-a-act siya between sa normal force and the resultant of normal force and friction force. Ibig po sabihin pala, si theta or yung angle of friction natin is nakadikit siya sa normal force hanggang doon sa ating resultant. Yan yung tinatawag natin na angle of friction. So, sabihin na lang natin na ganyan ang symbol natin ng angle of friction para hindi tayo malito doon sa nakasanayan natin. Ibig sabihin, ayan na lang, theta F. Okay. Ngayon, other than the angle of friction, meron pa tayong mga kailangang formula na kailangang malaman doon sa pag-identify natin ng mga computation natin. Okay. So we have ano ba yung mga natin, formula, additional formula na kailangan for ating friction force. So, based on our formula, meron po tayong friction force na naproproduce by computation of the coefficient of the static friction, which is mu s, i-symbolize na lang natin siya ng mu s, times yung ating normal force. Okay? Ngayon, yung mu s kasi natin, sometimes, equals lang din siya sa tinatawag na FF. Parang ganyan yung symbol natin. Okay, sulat lang natin where FF is also same sa frictional force, or yung F lang na diniscuss natin sa previous slides. And then yung mu s or FF is the coefficient of static friction. And then yung ating NF, which is same lang din doon sa tinatawag nating N lang, which is the normal force. Okay, so ito lang yung kailangan nyo ding i-memorize na formula. Yung ating FF is equals to mu s times NF. And other computation will just based on equilibrium formula natin, which is, going back, equilibrium formula natin, meron tayong summation forces horizontal is equals to 0, and then summation forces vertical is equals to 0. Okay, so yan lang naman yung mga formula or computation, way of computation na magagamit natin. Okay, next is, we have two types din ng example, two types of friction. We have here the examples of friction, which is kung saan natin commonly nakikita hindi naman kasi natin nakikita yung friction force, but then we know na nagkakaroon or nagproproduce ng friction force if the box is acting on the rough surface. Okay, so if may hinihila tayong box sa isang rough surface, hindi ba nagkakaroon ng friction mismo? And then also with the car moving to the right or to the left, yung car driving, hindi po ba, kung mapapansin nyo, yung highway natin mismo is a rough surface. Kasi po, para magkaroon ng opposing or ino-oppose niya yung bilis ng ating sasakyan doon sa mismong gulong. So, kapag kasi nag-rough surface nag-smooth surface tayo dyan and nagda-drive tayo, possible na ito is magko-collide with the other cars na nasa harapan niya if binilisan niya yung takbo or hindi niya na-control yung takbo. That's why there's a reason why our highway or yung daanan is a rough surface po siya. Okay, so we have here two kinds of friction, which is the static friction and the kinetic friction. Ngayon, ano ba yung static friction? Exists between two surfaces that are not moving, obviously, relative to each other. Ngayon, if nasa static friction tayo, ang pag-compute po natin dyan is that Fs, or yung static friction, is equals to mu s times the normal force. So, yun po yung ating ginagamit lang sa ating static friction. While sa kinetic friction, which is may encounter nyo na sa inyong dynamics, we have the Fk is equals to mu k times the normal force po. Ang pinakaiba lang dan is yung value ng ating coefficient of friction. If depends kung ano yung movement, if there's a impend movement na po or there's a movement na talaga doon sa pinaka-object. So, ayun lang po yung ating pinaka-summary ng ating concept regarding the friction force. I will be discussing also problems regarding this friction. So, stay tuned for our sample problems. I hope you understand the concept on how we apply or how we solve the friction If ever you have a question, please do message me sa PM or sa ating GC or comment sa ating Google Classroom. Thank you, everyone!